Welcome to How to Grab Your Epic Life. What's an epic life? An epic life is one that has energy, peacefulness, inspiration, and connection with other people. Hi, my name is Edie, and I get to mentor people who are drowning in work stress to grab a hold of their best life, their epic life, in 5 minutes a day so they can come up for air and smile again. Now let me tell you about me. I spent years in 911 answering the call for help. And I had become a shift supervisor, and one day as I was walking into the room, I could hear the people who were in the communications center talking and laughing, and I thought, it's going to be a good day. And as I crossed the threshold, I smiled real big and I said, "Hi there." And nobody looked up. They were all of a sudden looking at their computers as if there was something major going on, but I couldn't hear anything. They weren't talking on the radio, and it didn't sound like there were any phone calls going on. And so I thought, well, maybe they didn't hear me. And I said, "Hi there." What I got back was silence. And the senior dispatcher who was on looked up at me with eyes that said, "You idiot, can't you see? We are not speaking to you." I was instantly furious. I stormed over to my desk and I got some paperwork done, and as I was leaving for the end of the day, I offered them breaks. Nobody needed a break. And when I got home, I slapped the fast food on the table and called my kids for their family dinner together. And as we sat down, I lit into my son. "What are you doing? Leaving your dirty socks on the floor. What are you doing? Are you trying to drive me crazy?" He looked up at me and he said, "Mom, I think you already are. I picked up the girls after school. I stopped at the store like you asked. And now you're going to bust my chops for dirty socks on the floor? I do think you might be a little nuts." Ooh, that was the best moment of the evening. It went downhill from there. So I didn't sleep well that night. I tossed and turned, and I got up in the middle of the night and went to the restroom, and as I was leaving, I caught sight of myself in the mirror, and I made eye contact. And I looked deep into my eyes and realized I didn't like her. And as I'm standing there staring at this woman that I don't even recognize, it all came flooding back to me what had happened at work. The day before, when I came into the comm center, I walked in and I was in a mood, and I barked at my team. "Who brought the popcorn? This smells awful. Can't you idiots work a microwave?" I did that. I treated heroes like that. I did that. That was me. And then I realized I needed help. There was something going on. And so from that day forth, I have sought to figure out what was going on. Because, I think of myself as being kind and generous and sometimes funny. And I was none of those things. Not to my team at work, not to my family at home. Where was I? How had I lost hold of myself? And as I looked into it, I got some counseling help, and I read a lot, and I went to school. I became a counselor, all in this quest to figure out what else is going on. What happened to my personality? Where did it go? The ailment I was suffering was identified as compassion fatigue, and that is overwhelming symptoms based on dealing with other people's pain. And so the way we react to the pain, we have a lot of defenses that come up that are not useful. And so it can be sleep disturbances, it can be a bad temper, it can be flashbacks. The symptoms of compassion fatigue can be life-threatening because depression is part of it, and depression can lead to suicidal or homicidal thoughts. So this is a really serious ailment, condition. Now, I don't think it's a mental illness. I think it's a normal human reaction when we don't take the steps we need to protect ourselves and to guard ourselves against this downhill slide. And so I've developed this process, and I call it the Epic Life process, because I have an epic life now. So compassion fatigue recovery, PTSD recovery is possible, and this is one of the best ways to do it that I know of. And so I believe that there's 3 different areas of our lives that we need to pay attention to guard against compassion fatigue, and if we have succumbed, to recover. Counseling is great. I love counseling, and that's not all. We need to do more. We need to grab a hold of our lives. And there's 3 different areas we need to pay attention to. The first is called compassion satisfaction, and that is the feel good of helping people. You're in this line of work because you know that you want to help people. Now, there's other reasons, right? There's the paycheck. There's the friendships you have. But it's at our core, people who are in public service are there because we want to help people. And so how do we lose sight of the fact that we are there to help people? Well, things happen so fast that we don't take the time to recognize that feel good. But it's there, and we need to pay attention to it. And the second area that I think we need to pay attention to is our healthy habits. We need to take care of our physical well-being and our emotional well-being through our habits. And then I also believe that we need to pay attention to self-awareness. And I've developed a strategy around developing self-awareness, increasing our self-awareness in 5 different areas of our lives. And as we go through this series of YouTubes, we're going to learn more about each of these aspects, and you'll learn more and more about how it is that you can have an epic life. So I'll put a link in the down below for the Epic Life Blueprint, which is your first step into an epic life. And I will look forward to seeing you back here. Be sure to follow and get notifications. I'll be dropping a video once a week. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the work that you do and for the heart with which you do it. Your life is worth your effort.